guys dashing here, and we are live for episode 163 of Shockwave, jumping straight into the action just like we always do. Big episode here this evening, my fine feathered friends. Of course, go home edition of the Shockwave and Octane this weekend before we head on over to Tokyo, Japan for the two-night event Tag Team Cup, baby. Second annual Women's Tag Team Cup, 9th annual Men's Tag Team Cup, and of course, speaking of the Women's Tag Team Cup, four of the, or should I say, three of the teams competing in the Tag Team Cup itself, and of course the Women's Tag Team Champions, the Media Outcasts, who will be defending their championship gold against the winning team of the second annual Women's Tag Team Cup, about to clash in some 8-woman tag team action right here, right now. And as I often say, there's just no better way to kick off an episode of Shockwave than with the Divine Champion herself, Danielle Davis, and the Zero-G Champion Madison Quinn is there as well. But quite a foursome we got here. The Divine Champion, Danielle Davis, the Zero-G Champion, Madison Quinn, a veteran, a future Hall of Famer in Amber Briggs, and her tag team partner, Phoebe Rose. Now look, we all know I gotta be probably the most unbiased man in all of CMV. But if I had to pick which team I thought was gonna go all the way in Tokyo, Japan and win the second annual Women's Tag Team Cup, I think I would have to pick Phoebe Rose and Amber Briggs. Even though of the lineup, they might be the most inexperienced, they've competed together the least amount of time. Look, they beat the champions last Shockwave in a non-title matchup. Might have been by count out, but that's a legit way to win, many would tell you, and especially lately here in CMV, apparently. Even with her broken nose, Amber Briggs trying to accomplish something she's never done throughout her CMV career, her many, many years, and that's win Tag Team Championship gold. Two powerhouses in the women's division here on Shockwave. Guys, the bodyweight Phoebe Rose is a former tag team champion, many times in fact. Other companies, she competes alongside her sisters, but since she's the only Rose here in CMV right now, she and Amber Briggs coming together and going up against their common foes in the Media Outcasts. I think they make one hell of a tandem, as the champs found out firsthand last Shockwave. As Rose been beefing with Rebecca Starr and SJ Ray since the end of last season. Then again, it could be the case, guys, that Madison Quinn and Danielle Davis, this is a possibility. They leave Tokyo, Japan as the new Women's Tag Team Champions. They would literally hold all of the championship gold here on Shockwave that the women can contend for. There will be no denying the Divine Council if that turns out to be the case. But the Media Outcasts started this season not going all too well for them. But when the lights are on brightest, I think that's when Rebecca Starr and SJ Ray are at their absolute best. They've already defended the championship gold a handful of times. And no matter which team it is that they will defend against in Tokyo, Japan, it ain't going to be easy to take those titles from them. Yeah, good point actually to bring that up. It's not like it's unprecedented because the two-woman power trip a good few years back here in CMV, comprised of Janet Tor and Amber Reed. They did that. They held the women's tag team championship. Janet Tor was the women's hardcore champion, and Amber Reed was the women's world champion. Not to mention also one half of the world tag team champions. Amber Reed had 3 titles at once. But the team of Selena Satoru and Brina Story are going to look to make sure, guys, that the Divine Council does not even make it through the first round. Satoru, last Shockwave, guys, in the main event, defeated the Divine Champion Danielle Davis by count out after a phenomenal match. But I'll tell you, I really think if that match would have gone on and if it didn't end by count out, I think Satoru may have had Danielle Davis beat. What a match. But now we see Satoru kind of paying back Brina Story for saving her skin. After that main event last Shockwave, Madison Quinn got the jump on Selena Satoru, was about to, well, it seemed like take her head off before Story came sliding into the ring and sent her packing. You do know at Climb to Fame, in just a couple of weeks, it's now official that Brina Story gets one final shot at the Divine Championship. Will challenge Danielle Davis in a 3 stages of hell match. And, well, every match will be chosen by the defending champion, Danielle Davis. That was the stipulation. So I think we can seriously consider the favor to be on the side of our Divine Champion. But Brina Story, no quitter. Well, I think many after the first failed attempt would have tucked tail and run. After the second attempt, would have had their head hung low in shame. But now Brina Story picks herself up, dusts herself off, and gets back to work. That's what I love about Brina Story. Doesn't matter how beaten down she gets, will not stay down. But this is going to be her last chance come Climb to Fame. Although we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're still a couple of weeks away from Climb to Fame. And well, these women, they all got to worry about the Tag Team Cup in Tokyo, Japan. And indeed, in the first round, it will be Danielle Davis and Madison Quinn taking on Selena Satoru. And Brina Story, guys. And Brina Story, of course, the winner of last year's, the inaugural Women's Tag Team Cup. She and B. Barrett also won the Women's Tag Team Championship on the very same night. So I'd say Selena Satoru's got herself just about the A-plus tag team partner. An early tag to Amber Briggs, still suffering from that broken nose that S.J. Ray gave her a couple of weeks ago, having to wear that protective mask. This is just a thick team. Can I say that? This team of Phoebe Rose, Amber Briggs, Madison Quinn, and Danielle Davis. Maybe not so much Danielle Davis. She's kind of the odd one out. There's a tag now to S.J. Ray. The champions working together, trying to take out Big Bad Briggs here, and they're trying to target that nose. And Madison Quinn's having a little bit of trouble, it looks like. I think Phoebe Rose just doesn't want to move. So this is my spot. I'm not going anywhere. Madison Quinn's like, what the hell? Or maybe that apron's just a little bit slippery. But guys, we've got a great show. How about Climb to Fame contract ladder matches getting underway? Yes, the first 2 spots of 8 going to be filled here tonight. We got 2 qualifiers. Also our main event, Rico Matos, one-on-one with the Sin City Savior, Cam Harris, and plenty more, including probably what I'm most looking forward to at this point, man, Bob Luger's Open Challenge. Who is going to take up the work ethic titan on his challenge tonight? As S.J. Ray makes the tag to Rebecca Starr. A very interesting one. I don't know if I've seen that before. In the pin, though, to maybe end this one early. Kicked out at 2. Seems like Selena Satoru is taking up the role of cheerleader at the moment for her team. Now she's back up on the apron. Madison Quinn is still not able to find her footing on the apron. Selena Satoru now tagged in. High-low. Amber Briggs is just getting chopped up, my brother. She needs to make a tag, and she knows it too. But Satoru not going to let that happen. Into the corner, catches the kick, however. Satoru, former Zero-G champion. It was Madison Quinn who took that title from her at the end of last season. Amber just trying to get out of the corner. Almost has her head taken off with that kick, but enziguri by the former Vixens champion, who's going to make the tag to the Divine champion, Danielle Davis. Has defeated Brianna Story twice with the Divine Championship on the line. Of course, both those times, though, look, to give Brianna Story credit, and not trying to take anything away from it, so both times, Madison Quinn was heavily influential in the outcomes, right, interfering, especially the last time. It was pretty much a handicap match that Brianna Story was fighting in. But again, Danielle Davis being allowed to pick all 3 matches in 3 stages of hell is going to give her a considerable advantage. I mean, depending on what she chooses. I'm just going to imagine it's not going to be anything in the favor, though, of the challenger, Brianna Story. But right now, Brianna's just trying to stop, like I said, the Divine Council from taking every single championship here on Shockwave. Get to the midsection. Let's not forget, guys, that we also have the Pro Wrestling Japan event going down pretty soon. It's going to be before the Tag Team Cup. We've got a couple of matches confirmed. We know that a lot of CMV talent will be competing on the show, but it's going to be Toxic Company. They're banned in Japan, lifted for 1 night only, as they, Haim, and the PWJ Tag Team Champions, Chosen Cole Quinn, will face off triple threat tornado tag team matchup for the PWJ Tag Team Championship. Also, Lorenzo Alexander, the Hollywood Highlight, going to challenge Paragon J. Pierce for his international championship. As Amber Briggs goes up to the top, it's a big gal looking to fly here, dropping an absolute bomb on Rebecca Starr now into the pin. I think you can probably just consider Madison Quinn out of this match, because she just cannot, for the life of her, keep herself on the apron. But, oh, it might not matter. She might not have to get her hands dirty at all, the way it's looking right now. Oh, but a nice counter by Rebecca Starr. The Media Outcast certainly in need of a win heading into the Tag Team Cup. They are without a victory so far here in the new season, thanks in large part to this new team of Phoebe Rose and Amber Briggs, kind of making their lives a living hell here on Shockwave. Oh, that's not going to help the broken nose. I thought that mask was supposed to protect Amber Briggs, but not so much in the corner. They'll try to make a tag, but Briggs now pissed off. Slow approach and try to make a tag as well. Rebecca goes behind her. Woo! Gonna ride the shoulders into a bulldog. Make that tag to Phoebe Rose and Madison Quinn. Yeah, let's get a round of applause for Madison Quinn here, guys. She did it. The tag made to Phoebe Rose. That allows Quinn to at last get herself a spot on the apron. Congratulations. Well, now Rose is nice and fresh, though. And that is just about the worst news for Rebecca Starr here. The booty weight popping off. Send Starr into the corner. Immediately up on the top. Oh my goodness. A muscle buster, a mommy buster right there. Into the pin. Are they going to do it again? No, the save by Selena Satoru. I don't think Rose, though, is done with Starr here. Ends Rebecca out of instinct alone going to try to get herself to the corner, but Rose cuts her off. Able to reverse that Irish whip to Rebecca. I'd say try to go and make the tag when you have the chance, but what do I know? I'm only 3-time, soon to be 4-time commentator of the year. And a little fun fact here, guys. Some of you might not know this, actually. A lot of you are new. But I lasted longer than anyone else in the Royal Rumble match a few years ago. You can look that up. It's true. Brina Story finally tagged in for the first time in this match. She goes right to the top rope. Looking fantastic, might I say. I'm not trying to Mac Calvin. Chill out. Where am I? Big missile dropkick from the top. Takes down Phoebe Rose. Irish whip into the corner. This is not where Phoebe wants to be. Oh, what a boot. Quite the camera angle that is. As Phoebe Rose now. Oh, are we going to? Oh, no? Okay. Teased it. That little cock tease. Is now grabbed by the back of the head. Up against the ropes right in front of Amber Briggs and Madison Quinn here just staring her down. And a knee to the side of the head. See ya goodbye. Brina Story eliminated from the Royal Rumble. Knife edge chop and a kick to the gut. I was an instantaneous fan of Phoebe Rose, man. Here's why. Ruthless. Debuted at the end of last season in the Divine Invitational. So powerful and knows how to use that power is the thing. This is that senton. Brina gets out of the way, chops her down with a cross body. Referee up to a count of 7 already. Have until 20. Get back into the ring. Brina gonna go for Amber Briggs and a shot to Madison Quinn too. Another, but the CRG champion caught that one. And Madison saying, come on then, let's pick up where we left off a couple weeks ago. Danielle Davis hits the floor hard off that sunset flip powerbomb. Count's been reset thanks to Brina exiting the ring there. Try for maybe the Pele kick, but Phoebe Rose knew that it was coming. Oh no. Oh, what? I'm not entirely sure. Couldn't tell from the camera angle there, but Phoebe Rose now going to throw Story back into the ring. Go to the top is the booty weight. Placenta, but Brina gets the knees up. Our Divine Champion is still down, by the way. Madison, go check on her. What are you doing? Phoebe grabbing Brina by the back of the head. I want to get her out of that corner. Danielle Davis looks pissed. Oh, Madison Quinn. I didn't think she was going to get tagged in. Here comes the Zero-G champion. Oh, my God. Tries to take Brina's head off. Big booting her right out of the friggin' ring. And just taking out everybody. Back and forth. Everybody gets some. A little bit for Selena as well. Forearms to the back of the backstabber to finish off. Madison not in there for very long, but did a whole lot of damage. Big bad boot. Brina just got back into the ring, man. Immediately put down hard. Briggs trying to think about what she wants to do, taking a little bit too long, but Bretrope going to deliver an elbow across the chest. Selena is still down in the ring as well. Referee is being lenient, not counting her out. Can Brina come back to life here? Counters the Irish whip. Hurricane Rana to the veteran, and Amber quickly retreats to the outside. This gives Brina an opening. They try to make the tag, maybe no. And a track. Amber Briggs down on the outside. Selena finally recuperating and getting back out onto the apron. There's some stomps to the hand. Brina Story. Potentially going to be a 2-time Women's Tag Team Champion. And certainly going to be our next Divine Champion come Climb to Fame. Down of 7. Knee to the side of the head. Could make history. Brina Story as the first ever 2-time Women's Tag Team Cup winner. Of course, this is only going to be the second Women's Tag Team Cup, but still, it's history that will be hard to break in the years to come here in CMV, I would imagine. Remember what happened last time? Brina Story of the Women's Tag Team Championship. She and B. Barrett went on one hell of a reign. Held them for over 5 months. Amber Briggs back in after taking out, I think that was Rebecca Starr on the outside. Gonna send Brina off the ropes though. Not quick enough. Brina just too fast. Rolls her up. Will it be a steal here? Kick out of 1 though. No luck. Are we gonna get a double tag? Oh, here we go, baby. Danielle Davis, Brina Story, with a chance to get their hands on each other. Oh, seems like Brina is not done with Amber Briggs though just yet. The suplex comes out of nowhere. It does the Divine Champion. Brina somehow was able to see her coming though. Gets her into the corner. Who's distracting her? Madison Quinn's trying to distract her. Amber Briggs is not legal anymore, Brina. Elbows to the top of the head. This is giving Danielle Davis the time to recover. She's going for Phoebe Rose too. Everybody but Danielle Davis. Oh, another sunset flip powerbomb. Watch out for Phoebe Rose. Goes for that big boot. Brina counters, gets an elbow to the side of the head though. This one's just devolving before our very eyes, my friends. Davis got her hands on Brina now. Throw her. Oh no. I am sure Danielle Davis is trying to break Brina's neck now. Just like the season premiere of Shockwave. Again, Danielle Davis with that pile driver from off the apron, guys. Brina could be down. I don't know if she can get back up. Come on, Brina. Get up, Brina. Danielle Davis trying to keep her down, trying to make sure she does not make it to Tokyo. But Brina's back up. The heart of a warrior. Down goes Rebecca, but Brina with the roll-up. And almost pins the champion, but almost not good enough. However, this is vintage Brina Story right here. Gonna take Danielle Davis on a little bit of a trip. Round and round. Splat. Face first, down onto the canvas. Into the pin, middle of the ring. Can Brina do it? But goddamn, Madison Quinn, the right-hand woman of the Divine Champion. Gonna break up the pin now. The tag is Selena Satoru. Let's find out if Satoru could have had Danielle Davis beat last Shockwave, if not for that count out. Stalking her, boot to the chest, knocks her against the ropes. Danielle might not have an idea where she is right now. Looking a little bit loopy. Now hobbling away from the ropes. Perhaps a bit overzealous as Selena Satoru. Gonna try to slow herself down a bit here. Pace yourself a bit better. Oh, the Tarantula. A complete Tarantula. No half Tarantulas here. Selena Satoru don't play that. And a DDT. The champ just unable to respond. Trying to make the tag though. Yes, here comes Madison Quinn. The Bruiser. Somehow I feel like even scarier than her brother Hunter. Eats that backstabber though. This will be great revenge for Selena after Madison Quinn took the 0G championship from her at the end of last season, but a kick out at 2 by the champ. Catches that kick, eats a kick, and a tornado kick. Satoru pops her back up. This is not where Madison Quinn wants to be, surrounded as the tag gets made to Rebecca Starr. Double back body drop, nothing too fancy, but it's gonna work. Starr is legal. Madison Quinn gonna drop to the outside. And in high-speed pursuit, Danielle Davis cuts her off though, and gonna pay for it. Unready her to the Divine Champion on the floor. Throws her into the ring, or at least tries to. She's not the legal one though. But was there a tag made? What the hell, Danielle Davis? No, she's not legal. Madison is still legal. What the hell, ref? Now Madison able to get back in. Rebecca Starr at the mercy of the 0G champ. And a tag. Big punch right to the gut. off the ropes, gonna catch her on the rebound, tries to win the belly-to-belly of some sort. Famouser! Oh, but the double punch gonna delay Rebecca Starr going for the pin. Great work by Phoebe Rose and Madison Quinn there. Forcing Rebecca Starr to rethink her strategy. Tag to SJ Ray. They're just lighting up the Divine Champion here. And SJ gonna hook the leg. SJ! But Madison Quinn in. Breaks it up just before 2. SJ stays focused, however, doesn't let herself get distracted. Tries to throw her into the corner, counters. Knife edge chop, knife edge chop, knife edge chop, followed up by these little jabs by Danielle Davis in the corner. Little they might be, but they add up. And a bad part of town for SJ Ray to be in. Tag to Amber Briggs. Double back body drop of their own. She's big, she's bad. CMV living legend. Looking to pin SJ Ray, just as she did a couple weeks back. And SJ Ray broke her nose, but picks out at 2.5, able to avoid that knee to the side of the head. Twist of fate! SJ Ray gonna think better option to make the tag here to Selena Satoru, someone a bit more fresh, and Satoru gonna make a beeline for Amber Briggs. These kicks to the head. You can see the blood pouring underneath Amber's mask. Selena, I don't know if you're necessarily so safe out there. Madison Quinn. Maybe you're looking to run a little bit of interference. Uh-oh. Not too sure what's going on here. They're both enthralled watching Madison Quinn. I mean, that is pretty impressive that she can just jump up and down like that. We've reached a stalemate. Uh-oh. We might have to cut to a quick commercial break here. Did you guys enjoy that commercial break? Back now, our opening matchup of the evening. Selena Satoru sending Amber Briggs into the corner and makes a tag to Rebecca Starr. And you might notice we're just a little over 5 minutes left on the clock before we reach a draw in this 8-woman tag team matchup, but that's plenty of time for Amber Briggs right now. That might feel like an eternity. Upside the head, Amber Briggs tries for the big bad boot. Now gets caught. Oh, the Jaeger bomb. Little homage to Madison's brother, Hunter, with that one as she makes the tag to Phoebe Rose. Been the bane of the media outcast's existence since she arrived here in CMV at the end of last season. Chop to the chest. Whoa, where's Rebecca going? Phoebe Rose! Oh no, Rebecca! With a big right hand, but she's surrounded out there. Gotta get out of there, Rebecca. Danielle Davis gonna get some too. Oh, the Thomas Flowers whip. What is happening? I don't know how the referee has not called this one yet with the amount of BS we have seen throughout the course of this matchup. Really letting a lot of shit fly, if you will. It looks like both our legal women are currently incapacitated on the outside. Rebecca Starr ever so slowly getting back up. I don't even know where Phoebe Rose is. Oh, there she is. Back into the ring now. Rebecca can try to outmaneuver. Oh, but a cheap shot by Danielle Davis. Set her up to that boot. Rebecca, though, what are you doing, Phoebe? Oh, no. Not that I don't appreciate it, but allows the tag to be made to S.J. Ray. Might have had Starr's number, but blocking the kick in the corner. Irish whip. What's got the attention of Amber Briggs and Danielle Davis? Some stand in the front row, perhaps. Another mommy buster to S.J. Ray. Into the pin is it for the win, but a breakup by Brina Story. That doesn't mean SJ's out of the woods just yet, guys. Tad over 2 minutes left in the clock. Are we going to get a draw? Just show you how badly all these teams want it heading into Tokyo, Japan. SJ Ray sent off the ropes. Phoebe waiting for it. Drop down. Drop down again. Snap power slam to the champ. SJ has just been unresponsive. And here comes Phoebe out of the corner with a countdown. Boot! No, SJ seen it. Seen that it was coming away. Super kick, though, by Phoebe. Where did that come from, brother? And no! Rebecca Starr, talk about a last-second save. Oh, but there's still a minute and change left. SJ, can she try to run down the clock here? Repeated headbutts in the corner. And looking for a knee to the side of the head. Knocks herself out of the ring, though, and Madison's right there. SJ saying, oh, take it easy. Back into the ring now. SJ, where are you going? She's going for Amber. Yeah, this match was wild. The referee probably should have stopped it a long time ago. Everybody's down now. Slowly back to their feet. SJ ain't running. Springboard forearm smash. There's still time. SJ. 30 seconds left. What a kick out at 1. And she's going to make a tag to Selena Satoru. I mean, it's not an impossibility, but highly unlikely that we're going to get a winning team here. Tags been made to Amber Briggs. Big boo, wait a minute! Wait a minute, there's no way! There's no way, she's got it 1! Oh my, come on! She had it 1! Ref, you couldn't have given it a couple of extra seconds? That's some BS! The big bad boot had it 1! But the clock runs out! What a match! Now this just gets me more excited for the Tag Team Cup. If all these teams wanted this win here tonight so badly, imagine how much it's gonna mean to them in Tokyo, Japan. Woo-wee! Well, these last couple of weeks, my friends, here on Shockwave, one of my favorite parts of the night has been Bob Luger's Open Challenge. The work ethic titan seeking to prove that he is still the best of the best, and he has done it. Tops Newsom stepped up to the plate and got put down hard by Bob Luger. Last Shockwave, it was the young and talented Jack Taylor arriving here on Shockwave, and he definitely gave Bob Luger a fight, but he too came up short. Now the question is, at this point, who's going to have the balls to willingly step into the ring with the wrestling machine? I'm not too sure what morons out there in the CMV universe needed to be reminded just how amazing Bob Luger is, but they've got their proof. It's in the pudding, as they say. Here we go, Bob Luger issuing the challenge. If you think you're man enough, this is your shot. Be you a newbie, be you a veteran. Who's going to take up Luger on his challenge? Oh, no way! It's Limeboy! Making his Shockwave debut! Oh, what is this kid thinking? There ain't no way. Limeboy, you might as well go ahead and put your head in the guillotine, buddy. Limeboy is going to step up to Bob Luger. All right, we're about to witness a murder here live on Shockwave, my friends. The squeamish might want to look away. Limeboy, Bob Luger, one-on-one. Look at Luger's telling this kid, you gotta be some kind of dumb. What are you thinking? He's giving this kid a chance. Look, lay down right now, and I'll be merciful. But Limeboy is saying he ain't gonna do it. He ain't gonna do all that. Oh, an unfortunate misstep straight out the gate for young Limeboy. If you watch the CMV Live event, you'll be familiar with. He's had a few matches under CMV's umbrella, and he has not won any of them. Oh, God. Blowing on the knuckles for a big punch. Just stay out right here, kid. Kicks out at one, though. Oh, rolls out of the way. Give him the collar double tie-up. There ain't no way in hell Limeboy's going to overpower the work ethic titan. And yeah, that's what you get for having the balls to think you can get into the ring with Bob Luger. Striking away, DDT, nope. Yeeted overhead. Sit your ass down when you're in the ring with the living legend. Limeboy's going to be lucky if Luger doesn't decide to take his mask as a little parting gift. Way up to the top. Leg drop. Limeboy, get out of there. But you're still breathing. Well, you don't need the assistance of a machine. Spine buster. Limeboy, though, able to shove Luger back. Tries for a kick, just instantaneously shut down. He's able to roll out of the way. Punches and bunches and a drop kick. Hang on, but look, that takes everything out of Limeboy. He hit that drop kick to his credit, and look, Luger's up first. Luger's up first. He's the one that got hit with the maneuver. Oh, a complete shot gets him. Limeboy trying to prove to the CMV universe that he's no joke. Meteora. All right, he's starting to get a little something going here. Well, that was nice while it lasted. To the outside, Line Boy staring up at the lights, forgetting what city he's in tonight, as Bob Luger gives us a couple of tickets to the gun show. Unparalleled physique. Line Boy! Not dead yet! Luger not impressed. Elbow on the side of the head. Luger's gonna show him how it's done. Hooks those arms. Hopped up, gonna try for a bulldog. He just busted Bob Luger open! How dare you! Oh, and a boot to the side of the head! Luger discombobulated as Line Boy's gonna peel him here tonight. Line Boy a bit too sour for Luger to deal with. German suplex. I can't believe this kid has the audacity to injure the cardio maniac Bob Luger here tonight. Line Boy, slingshot leg drop to the back of the head. I really hope I'm not going to be able to eat my words here tonight. But Line Boy's trying to show us something. Is he tuning up the band? Line Boy, no, Luger. Another clothesline. And it was all a dream for Line Boy. Cross armbar locked in. Luger's got Line Boy cut. But Line Boy slips through his legs, able to escape with his arm still somewhat intact. I guess he's going to try for this again, and he does not fall flat on his face this time. I would consider that a success. Now up to Brett's rope, Line Boy. Gonna fly with a Hurricane Rana. Luger immediately escapes. I think Luger's a little bit upset right now that Line Boy's giving him a run for his money. This kid's just too fast. And a stomp to the shoulder. Tries for him to stop. Luger gets back to see. Look at the blood all across Bob Luger's forehead. Gets him in the side headlock and a punch to the face. Elbow across the chest. Luger's had enough of the fun and games. He's telling Line Boy, you had your fun now. Oh, Luger's got the arms. Luger's got the arms of Line Boy. Be happy he's not decided to rip them off. Get back into the ring. No, we're at a count of 8 here. Luger gonna get back into the ring. They both are. Just before the count of 10. No way. I will eat my shorts. La Maestro. Line Boy trying to roll up Luger, but a kick out at 1. What? Dragon Twist Cutter. This could be the biggest upset in CMV history. Shooting Star Press. Is Line Boy gonna do it? Oh my God, my heart. Be still. My beat. No. What? Another Shooting Star Press. Oh my God. Line Boy has just pinned Bob Luger! There's no way! Hang on, I gotta pinch myself and make sure that I'm not dreaming right now. Is Line Boy dreaming? He just pinned a former world champion, a future Hall of Famer. I can't. Line Boy! No. I need to make some calls. Well, I'm still sitting over here, guys, perplexed at what we just saw. Look, congratulations to Line Boy on just about as big of a debut here on Shockwave he could have had. But it could be the start of the Line Boy era. We still have a lot of show to get to, though, so the shock must wear off for now. Up next, it's tag team action as the Arsenal of Tailcoat Val hopes to pick up a last little bit of momentum for themselves before heading over to Tokyo, Japan to compete in the 9th annual Men's Tag Team Cup. On the left there, Sally Reed. On the right, the taller Sebastian Monet. The most recent representatives here in CMV of the Arsenal, who have been dormant for some time, over a year here in CMV. You know, I'm just going to point this out. I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist, though, so you might want to ignore me. Is it a coincidence that just about at the exact same time Peligro returns to CMV, that the Arsenal of Tailcoat Val all of a sudden pops back up? I'll leave it at that for now. It was a debut win, though, for these two a couple weeks ago against the Bromancers here on Shockwave. Will they be the team to go all the way in Tokyo, Japan? They got to worry about the team they're up against here tonight first. Skybound, who are, I'm sure, upset, just like every other team, not able to qualify for the Tag Team Cup. But this is their chance to prove that they should have been. And I love what I saw from this team in their debut a few weeks ago. And an easy debut it was not. Against Carlos Corvo and Joey Biggin, and they still did not go down without a fight. Skybound could be the next big team here on Shockwave, but like I said, they are not in the Tag Team Cup. With a win here, though, might force myself and Adam Valentine to regret that. Ace Mercer, Jet Wilder, of course, later on tonight, we're going to see Joey Biggin and Carlos Corvo take on Reese Matthews and Quantum. Momentum, the name of the game throughout the night, as we get ready for the Tag Team Cup. But right now, it's going to be Sebastian Monet to get things started against Jet Wilder of Skybound. And Monet, I feel like a very deceptively tall man. The thing is that he's also very slim, which makes him agile as well. You know, most men his height you'll see here in CMV are going to have the power advantage on their side there on the thicker end, but you would call Monet slender, and there you see him use those long legs quite innovatively against Jet Wilder in the corner, able to get that boot up though. Comes out the corner with a cutter to Sebastian. Hard to believe that we're already a few weeks into this brand new season. So much to look forward to. Tag Team Cup climb to fame. We're not even that far away, guys, from kicking off the road to Ascendance 14. That's even crazier to me. That Ascendance 13 was 7 months ago. Like, what? You can tell me it was last month, and I would believe you. But what I'm probably most excited for is the Glammy Awards coming up very soon. Within the next few weeks. Gonna have to start voting on that shortly. What a year it's been. What a year it could be for either one of these teams. As Sebastian Monet, there's his height again coming into place. He makes that leap and tags in Sally Reeves. And Monet certainly making up for Sally Reeves' shorter stature. I don't want to insult any of my short kings out there. Just because Reed might be on the smaller end doesn't mean he's any less to deal with in that ring, as we're seeing right now for Ace Mercer. A slap to the back of the head, throws him into the corner. Ooh, look at the footwork. Full steam ahead, tries for a big backsplash, but Mercer gets out of the way, drops him to the chest, and a damn really fold Reeve up there for a moment. Tags Wilder back in. I believe up next is our first Climb to Fame contract ladder match qualifier, as Kai Victory takes on Diamante, and then later on it'll be Intercontinental Champion Emmett Jones and Alan Montoya. So the first 2 of 8 will be to qualify for the Climb to Fame contract ladder match. It's going to be 4 from Octane and 4 from Shockwave this year. We also got some qualifiers tomorrow night on Octane. Look at the teamwork here by Skybound. Brilliantly done. Ace Mercer going to run right into Sebastian Monet there. Damn, like, why the hell did he get out of the way? Hello, wrong guy. Ace Mercer remembering. Oh, he's got Reed grounded with this armbar. Beckoning for Reed to get to his feet. A little bit of impatience, perhaps, from Ace Mercer, which could lead to his downfall. Sally Reed with that elbow. Another slap to the back of the head. There's insult to injury for you. As he drags the young Mercer into the corner, slams him face first off the top turnbuckle, says what's up to Wilder before there's that backsplash we wanted before. Sebastian Monet still down on the outside. There we go. He just got back up. And a pendulum meteora in the corner from Reeve. Trying to get out of there as Mercer, but Sally instead goes for the pin. Almost gets the win. So close, in fact. Sally arguing with the ref there. And you sure that wasn't a 3? The Irish whip reversed. Doesn't want to be trapped in that corner. Instead makes the tag to Jet Wilder. Pick up the slack a little bit here. Knife edge chop. Be funny if he just tagged right back out. Ooh, what a kick. As he tries for an Irish whip though, Reeve reverses that. Jawbreaker. Whatever Reeve might have been looking for. Denied as he reverses a powerbomb. And a stomp. Causing a little bit of a cave-in. Not going to try for the pin though. Instead, can immediately send Wilder off the rope. Ooh, what a kick. That's a kick that'll crack a rib easy. Irish whip into the corner. Tag made to Sebastian Monet. The arsenal of Tilco Val. Getting to work. Gut check time. And Jet Wilder might be taking a nap. Ace Mercer having a little bit of trouble breaking up that pin, but eventually he does in time. Wilder needs a tag of his own after eating that gut check. Speaking of, knees to the gut of Monet before making the tag to Mercer. Mercer acted a bit strangely in this matchup, I feel like, as he goes to the top rope. Ooh, looking for a double move stop. Really trying to work the midsection of Sebastian Monet, but he gets out of the way. Over to the side of the head, closing that distance. Is he quick enough? Yes, he is. Grabs Mercer by the back of the head, drags him into the corner. Again, the long legs put to expert use here by Sebastian. Who's going to scare Mercer down. It took a little bit too long. Hot dogging. Double boot stop. Monet is quick to escape to the outside, but Ace Mercer on his ass like peanut butter on jelly. That's a quick little tap there. And down goes Monet. Woo! I don't even know what to call that. I think they call that a moonsault fall-away slam. And that's just a good old-fashioned corkscrew moonsault. From the very top all the way down to the floor. Another standing moonsault. God. Sebastian Monet, can you breathe, brother? Referee get up to a count of 5 kick to the midsection. Mercer, now he's finally getting into a groove. Oh, Sebastian Monet gonna find himself on another planet. After that kick upside the head, lucky Sally Reeve is able to get in and make the save, but not so lucky. I don't think Monet is back with us just yet. Tagged to Jet Wilder. Double kick to the chest. Ooh, and a little wheelbarrow senton action. Out of the corner comes Wilder, but Sebastian Monet is able to roll to the outside. Very, very well done there by Monet. Wilder now going to chase after him, though. Try for a bear hug. Monet with a tombstone! Casually pull out a tombstone pile driver on the floor. And takes out Mercer as well. Look at Monet. Gives him all the time in the world to make the tag to Sally Reeve. He's going to break the count. They could have had the match won by count out. They wanted to, but that's how they beat the Bromance a couple weeks ago. Perhaps they don't want to become known as the new count out kings of Shockwave. A lot of contention for that title nowadays, seems like. And Jet Wilder is just getting ripped apart by Sally Reeve out here. All it takes, though, one well-placed super kick like that. Wilder back into the ring, count of 8, having to 20 to get back into the ring. And Wilder letting it be known that he might be slipping into that deep end, but he ain't drowning yet. Reeve might be the one in a tad bit of trouble, though. Back up. This Reeve as Wilder knocks Sebastian Monet down to the floor. And just as Reeve gets through the ropes, taken down with that neck breaker, kick out at 2. Snap elbow drop thwarted. Reeve with a drop kick to the chest. I don't know how Wilder's neck is holding up after that tombstone pile driver on the floor. I would say it seems like he's okay. Well, looks good. Receiving moonsault off the bottom rope. Hang on. And off retro. No way he goes to the trifecta. From the top rope. 1, 2, 3, Sally Reeve. Eating every single one of those. Tries for a tag, gets shut down harshly by Sally. Wilder again! Shocking Sally Reeve with his tenacity. But as soon as Sally is able to compose himself, an arm wrench. Taking him off into the corner. Great tag team action. German suplex. A little meeting at ringside for a moment or two. Again, gonna go for this power bomb. This time hits it. And hard on the floor. Sally Reeve going back into the ring because Jet Wilder could go for the pin if you were to ask me, but doesn't seem like he's done cooking up just yet. slingshot drop kick. And still, it's not finished yet. Again, he tries to make that tag. I think Jet Wilder's one of those types that's just a bit too flashy for his own good. And it might be what costs him. DDT though! Not sure what Sally Reed was trying to hit there. Obviously though, Wilder knew that it was coming. Stopped in the chest, hit the tag. Well, he's been trying to. Sally keeps stopping him from doing so. Then he gets dragged off into the corner. Sally keeps trying to hit something here in the corner. But Wilder's doing a good job of avoiding it like the Black Plague. Irish whip reversed. Lunge at him. Who is Sally targeting here? He's seeing ghosts in the ring. Strikes a pose to Jet Wilder. And the tag is made to Sebastian Monet. I don't think that intimidated Wilder too much. Wilder is geeking. Irish whip reverse gets put into that corner. Oh, and put up on the top. Oh no. Sebastian Monet with a delayed superplex. All the blood rushing to Wilder's head. And while he's dazed and confused, Monet's gonna look to take him out. Scoop slam and set up perfectly for a split-legged corkscrew moonsault. But Mercer might be to the detriment of his tag team partner. Oh, Monet gonna push him into the corner, and he's gonna pay. He's got another one. One for the both of them. Well, now Mercer's taken care of, but Jet Wilder is the one who's legal still. May have forgotten that, Monet. So Sally Rivas caught the attention of Wilder with his referee. Might disqualify Ace Mercer if he can get out of the ring, but he's unconscious right now. Sally Rivas keeping Wilder busy while Sebastian Monet is allowed to recuperate on the outside here. Oh, Sushi X style. Vertical suplex turned into the sit-out powerbomb. Looks like Mercer has managed to roll out of the ring. Jet Wilder just handling business on his own. Taking out Sally Reeve and Sebastian Monet all by himself. And this is a good time to make a tag. Will Jet Wilder though? No. That's up to a count of 11. Monet is like entirely motionless. He can get back up. Oh, well, Jet Wilder breaks the count. Might have actually had a chance to get the win by count out there. Now Monet with a forearm smash. Trying to grab him on the back of the neck, but Wilder says, "Get the hell off me." He's going to go for the arm. Monet is not making it easy. Able to get a few shots into the gut before throwing him back into the ring. To the top, Monet's going up to the top. And an elbow right to the lower back of Wilder. 1, 2. Wilder's heart is showing. But the arsenal of tailcoat Val craftier. Gonna try to get him into that corner again, go for the split-legged corkscrew moonsault, but a blue thunder bomb! Where is Wilder getting this from? And he makes the tag finally. And Mercer, he just comes in and pins him. Oh no, Sally Reeve takes out Jet Wilder! And Monet able to kick out, might have been that hesitation. Oh, kick to the side of the head. Well, I don't know if Wilder's getting back up, guys. Ace Mercer might be on his own at this point. And Sally Reeve gets tagged in. And it's not like Mercer's exactly faring all that much better. He's taking a shellacking in this match as well. He's going to go full steam ahead, balls to the wall. Let's see if it pays off for him. On the apron. Takes a deep breath, lines up his shot. And Sally Reeve drop kick, no, avoids it. Irish whip into the corner. Oh, Wilder's back up. Tag, that wasn't much of a rest for Wilder. Oh, classic tag team offense here by Skybound. Sally Reeve to the outside we go. Caves him in. Sally, what are you doing? On the bell lock. And he can't win the match like this. It's not false count anywhere. He might make him tap out. But that won't end the match. That'll be a visual victory, but oh no, because Jet Wilder doesn't even tap out, refuses to. He may have just gotten put to sleep though. No, he's still wide awake. Comes back into the ring. This kid must be off a serious amount of dubby tonight. Way past his bedtime. Back and forth pitch, what a forearm. Turned into a short arm cacao kick right into the pin, but Mercer's easy peasy lemon squeezy in to break up that pin. Sally Reeve, oh, that springboard! Double boot stomp to the gut, and that, what? Bruh. Inshallah, Sally Reeve doesn't know what to do. Senton from off the second rope. Big splash, all this damage to the ribs. And let's see if Monet can maybe finish Jet Wilder off. Sally Reeve not having much luck. And that's exactly what he's going to look to do with that fisherman's DDT. Just, come on. 1, 2, 3. And Jet Wilder is finally kept. He gets right back up. He is pinned, but then even still he gets right back up. This kid, a human. Well, that is why the arsenal of Tailcoat Val is going to Tokyo, Japan, and Skybound is not. Sally Reeve, Sebastian Monet with a stellar performance here tonight, and I look forward to the encore in Tokyo, Japan. we have still got a whole heck of a lot to look forward to here tonight on Shockwave number 163, guys. Coming up next. I was wrong about the match order. It's after this match, our first Climb to Fame contract ladder match qualifier, as Kai Victory will take on Diamante. But first, every time this guy walks out here, man, I am genuinely in awe. Quran Cook back in the building after his successful debut on the season premiere episode of Shockwave against Reese Matthews. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see really a whole lot from him in that match because, well, truth be told, Reese Matthews didn't last all that long. Unfortunately, I don't feel too good for Quran Cook's opponent here tonight either. I mean, you just look at Cook, and at least in my opinion, I see $1 million. I see champion. And the thing is, it's not just the looks. It's in that ring as well. Quran Cook is a beast. I hope we get to see more of it tonight. Well, he was able to beat a former world champion, Reese Matthews, a few weeks ago. Tonight, he tests himself against a former NGW champion, J.B. Hayes, back on Shockwave. Look, once upon a time, I thought this kid was going to be the future of CMV. I considered him to be a shoo-in for a future world champion, but the last couple of years, a lot of setbacks for J.B. Hayes. However, look, in saying that, it hasn't stopped him. He hasn't quit. Maybe this will be the season that J.B. Hayes at last rises to the top. He's going to have to get through somebody like Quran Cook in order to do that, though. So it's Quran Cook in his second matchup under CMV's umbrella, taking on J.B. Hayes. Two hungry men. Only one of them gets the win tonight, though. And indeed, coming up next, Kai Victory Diamante, who's going to be the first man of 8 to qualify for the Climb to Fame contract ladder match. Also still to come, our main event, as Rico Matos takes on the Sin City Savior, Ken Harris. Two men who want to get their hands on the global champion, Ahmed. While not a number one contenders match, I'd say certainly the winner gets a step closer to perhaps the opportunity. Oh, JB showing some power. He's able to push the much bigger Cook into the corner, but escapes. Oh, and a spear! That's got to be like a tank hitting you. Look at this man, built like a ship brick house, as they say. Comes off that second rope like a torpedo to take down Hayes. Loading up a big right hand. Hayes gonna be able to miss it. Throat thrust knocking Quran Cook back, but does not take him off his feet. Maybe a Shiranui attempt, but a power slam to counter it by Cook. And no sort of rush is Cook, but maybe he should have been. JB was waiting for him around the corner with that knee to the chest. Gonna throw it right back into the ring, the former NGW champion. JB Hayes, who defeated the great Hall of Famer Paul Devine at Ascendance. Oh, there's that right hand that he was looking for. Oh, he takes out the guns, man. Locked, loaded is Quran Cook, which is certainly not good news for JB Hayes. Swing for the fences. I'd call that a home run. JB Hayes not backing down. He gets a breather on the outside. Maybe he should have stayed out there a little longer. Yeeted with that belly-to-belly overhead, brother. Woo! Into the outfield he sent him. In that corner, though, JB trying to, you saw him shake his head, blink a few times. Pseudo 21, but Hayes is down. Able to recover before Quran Cook can. Just trying to not get hit with that right hand again. Kick to the side of the head, turns Cook around, but Cook still has his wits about him. JB fixing a stand and bang here. Knife edge chop. Quran Cook comes back at him, nope, blocked. Again with the knife edge chop. Get in the middle of the zone. Into the gut though. Again he gets him inside the head. And it's from behind. Visits to the dentist. And a senton. Okay, Hayes. He's starting to rock and roll. Can he get him into the corner, which seems to be where he wants him? Oh yeah, Quran Cook's been busted wide open. Oh my God, and that reverse STO in the second turnbuckle did not help. Quran Cook is gushing. Ladies and gentlemen, oozing blood. JB Hayes got him cut deep. Oh, damn. The ref might have to put the brakes on this one. But Quran Cook has got his head. Guillotine choke from Quran. Even with blood dripping into his eyes, soaking his entire face. He's trying to maintain a superior position with that guillotine. JB Hayes gets out of it. Quran Cook. Gonzo bomb! Into the pin. Cook's trying to end this one as fast as he can before he bleeds out. And now Hayes has been busted open as well. Oh, and look at Cook. Like a great white shark. In the deep blue sea, he smells that blood. And he's going in for the kill with his knees to the side of the head. Cook from the top of the headbutt! Is this guy crazy? Blood now covering Quran Cook's chest and midsection as well, leaving a trail. Hayes is loving that kick to the side of the head. And why wouldn't he? If it's not broke, don't fix it, the old saying goes. Well, Hayes has got himself a nasty little gash as well. Oh, I think Cook got up the knees there. Yes, he did. Just unloading on the former NGW champion. Both men are down again. This match is a little bit of a banger. Pardon me a pun, but they're cooking out here. And Quran Cook back up to shoot first. He's going to the top rope again. Oh no. What is Quran Cook for the top? Oh, a clothesline. He tried to take JB's head going off. Well, if that didn't do it, this might. Shin to the side of the head, putting JB to sleep. Quran Cook, victorious again. Should we just call it now? Quran Cook is a future world champion. I don't need to see anything else. 2 performances in, I'm convinced. Might need to celebrate at the hospital while getting a blood transfusion. Look at Quran Cook, man. That's a warrior. He's still bleeding. And that ain't going to stop him from celebrating. Ooh, this is a man to watch out for here on Shockwave. Up next, our first of 2 qualifiers here on the night. Who's going to be the first man to earn their way into the Climb to Fame contract ladder match? At Climb to Fame, well guys, no better way to start the qualifiers than with last year's winner of the Climb to Fame contract ladder match. Kai Victory, 1 year ago, unhooked that briefcase that was hanging above the ring and would go on to cash it in at Ascendance 13 to become global champion. Now he looks to be a 2-time Climb to Fame contract match winner, and I've no doubt for a single second he can do it. But his opponent is somebody. Oh! Diamante ambushed during his entrance. That's Kane. Kane O'Reilly of the Twins. And it seems like while Diamante may have been done with the O'Reilly brothers, they're not done with him. And Diamante, of course, is not going to let this opportunity pass him by. The ref asks him if he still wants to compete in this match. He says yes, the bell has now rung, but at a distinct disadvantage now is Diamante going up against a fresh and hungry Kai Victory, but well, no real other choice than to try to go right after him. Diamante was working for a couple of seconds there, but now the former global champion takes the reins and up to Brett's rope. Tries for a double axe handle. Diamante gives him a punch to the gut. Now Diamante's been seeing double these last couple weeks here on Shockwave. The O'Reilly twins, who we did not even know they were twins at first. I think, well, at least me personally, I thought I'd maybe gone a little bit too hard on the spiked boom juice the night before. Well, last Shockwave, Diamante picked up a win against Abel O'Reilly, and afterward he said, look, I'm not trying to do this whole quitting shit anymore. I move on, focus on bigger and better things, becoming a champion here in CMV. And as I said before, well, that might be his plan. At least Kane O'Reilly. We didn't see Abel out here, which kind of scares me a little bit. But Kane O'Reilly, at the very least, is not finished with Diamante. But what can Diamante do? He's got to fight. As I mentioned before, he's not going to walk out on this opportunity here to qualify for the Climb to Fame contract ladder match, despite not being at 100% Surasi driver. He picks Kai Victory up into a seated position to deliver that neck breaker. Well, obviously the outcome of this one is going to affect our other qualifier later on tonight. Intercontinental Champion Emmett Jones taking on Alan Montoya, because I'm sure Emmett Jones in the back watching right now, rooting on his business partner. Victory, so kind of determines whether or not Emmett Jones will have some momentum on his side heading into that bout with Montoya later on in the evening. Will we see both members of the newly formed JV Enterprises representing in the Climb to Fame contract ladder match? DDT from Diamante. You can't not at least respect the tenacity of this young kid, Diamante. Almost had it won there as well, 2.5 against the former world champion. Victory trying to crawl into the corner. Wants back his global championship, says he'll get it by any means necessary. And certainly the quickest and easiest route would be to win the Climb to Fame contract again. And then cash in anytime, anywhere he wants to for a global championship opportunity. Diamante cannot be stopped. He might have been looking for that lowdown, that frog splash of his, but Victory did his homework. Exited the ring, was able to stop him from going for that power bomb. Puts down Diamante, middle of the ring. Kai Victory isn't going to give him a chance to make a comeback. Picking the leg, he's going for the figure 4. And Diamante did his homework too. Spear! Diamante with a spear. What a kick out. Diamante all over Kai Victory like a monkey on a cupcake. But the investor isn't going to let this investment opportunity of a lifetime soar right past him. But Diamante talking his shit, saying, come on, I know you can hit better than that, Kai. And he can. You can't really wish for Diamante. Now it's Kai Victory saying, come on then, kid, give it all to me. They're going for it, oh yeah. Who's gonna emerge with the upper hand? They're gonna knock each other out. Break your neck foundation. Attempted, but Victory able to reverse it. Oh, what a kick, what a kick. Diamante. 1, 2, 3, Diamante is going to Climb to Fame. Despite the pre-match ambush by Kane O'Reilly, a fired up Diamante not just pinned a former world champion, but is the first man to qualify for the Climb to Fame contract ladder match. But it seems like before we get to Climb to Fame, he's got a couple of things to deal with to make sure his head is completely clear and he doesn't have to be watching over his shoulder. Well, let's hope things fare a bit better for Emmett Jones later on tonight. So Diamante is the first man of 8 to punch his ticket to climb to fame. 7 men still going to have their chance to qualify. One more will join him later on when Emmett Jones battles Alan Montoya, guys. But up next, Apathy is back in action. Debuted a few weeks ago with a great match against Su Jin, but you'll recall, Apathy better than anybody else will be able to tell you just how powerful that leg drop of Su Jin's is. It not only defeated Apathy, but it freaking took the broadcast off the air momentarily. Guys, Apathy, last Shockwave, of course, came down to ringside during the match between Denova and Su Jin and actually attacked Su Jin while the ref was distracted, which allowed Denova to eventually pick up the win. And whereas we thought there was some respect between the two, Apathy and Su Jin at first, not the case. The two have been going back and forth now the last few days on social media. Apathy, of course, a veteran, 15 years plus in the wrestling game, whereas Su Jin only a little over 2 years or so. Apathy saying, in order to have my respect, you truly have to earn it. And one victory ain't gonna do that. Also calling Su Jin naive. Apathy not gonna have to worry about Su Jin because have her hands full with the debuting T. Diaz here tonight on Shockwave. Saw her on a live event recently, part of a Fatal 4-Way match. I, for one, very impressed with what I saw. She's coming to CMV alongside her husband, Sway, who we've also seen on the live events. He's not yet to make his Shockwave debut. It's T's chance. What's the T? It's going to be spilled. So it's Apathy, T. Diaz, 1-on-1. Apathy hoping to bounce back after a debut loss. T. And her Shockwave debut, wanting the dubski. Two bigger women here. Powerful. I know that for a fact when it comes to Apathy. Able to trip up T. Crafty. But counters the Irish whip out onto the apron. Oh, down to the floor. It doesn't take too long for these two to take their fight to ringside. Quite an intensity here between these two. I don't know from what. As far as I know, first time these two are ever on one-on-one. Right into the barricade. No feeling out process between the two of these gals tonight. Irish whip it down onto the floor, goes Diaz, as it looks like Apathy saying, you ain't nothing but some dirt off my shoulder. Further disrespect from Apathy. Back in his T. Doesn't get that clean ring entry, sent right into the corner. Tear at the arm. 15 years plus. Apathy grinding away in this wrestling world of ours, finally has made it to the big dance here at CMV. And I mean, she's got to feel some type of way about a, relative rookie in Su Jin getting that win over her. Everybody talking about Su Jin. She had to make sure they were talking about her, and we have been this past week. Will we get a clean break? Apathy with the cheap shot. And it looked like that might have opened up T. Diaz even, yeah. Such a big bad punch that was to the forehead. TD is cut open by Apathy. Yeah, I don't know if Apathy cut TDS in line and catering or vice versa or what happened. These two are coming out here, it appears, with quite some unresolved intensity between the two. I love it. Oh, hang on now. Look who it is. Sujin has got Apathy's receipt, I think. And Sujin coming down the ramp. Apathy distracted. T. Diaz, meanwhile, has gotten back up. But Apathy, the veteran that she is, knew what was cooking up. Tried to get the drop on her to Diaz while Sujin was causing that distraction. But you can't fool somebody like Apathy. But it's pretty apparent now, I mean, as it has been on social media these last few days, that Sujin is not going to be bullied by Apathy. Not going so far as to actually put her hands on Apathy like Apathy did with Sujin last Shockwave, but certainly attempted to cost her this match. Maybe if she had been a little bit more crafty, could have gone her way, but instead Apathy, they're pacing back and forth like a caged beast here. Looks like Sujin has left. She did not stick around. Just wanted to send that message to Apathy. Hey, what was that? Grabbed her big toe there. Counter into a bulldog by Apathy. He's gonna stalk T. Diaz. Setting up for what looks like gonna be with the powerbomb out of the ring there. Dropped instead, chest first across the top. What a clothesline by T. Finally fighting back. Pendulum drop kick. Let's see a woman as big as Ursh moving like that. Checking out the ringside area for a moment. Getting familiar with her surroundings. Never a bad idea. Whatever she wanted to go for it. Well, she had Apathy up against the ropes. And very much back and forth between the two. Pushing her against the ropes. Now an Irish whip. Rolls over her back though. Look at T. Diaz. And a drop kick. Okay. Apathy's certainly not able to keep up. And a good old-fashioned, nothing flashy about it, jawbreaker. Will put Apathy down, out onto the apron with a springboard 450 clothesline. Where is T. Diaz coming from with all this? Apathy is getting run over right now. And you can't really blame her for not being prepared for any of this offense T. Diaz is delivering her way. How could you think that a woman the size of Diaz could be pulling off maneuvers like this? Counters on Irish with a spear! Apathy just gets right back up. But I think that spear did even more of a number on her than she thought herself. Good slam out of the corner. Just gonna try for a pin. Apathy is bleeding out too. Machinery slowing things down a tad, which is a good idea, especially for me. Chance to catch my breath. I can only imagine these two, how they're feeling right about now. Chop to the chest, Apathy. Oh, Apathy's taking off that top turnbuckle cover while the ref is checking on T. Oh, ref saw it though. Going to fix that exposed top turnbuckle. Apathy with a guillotine choke. But T. Diaz pretty much immediately gets herself out of it. But just shook Apathy off like it weren't no thing with a chicken wing there. Ever so slowly bringing her up. She was kneeling, tried for a drop kick. Apathy. Just like that, huh? From the full mount. Apathy. Much more of a slow pace I'm getting. She enjoys as she tries to grab at the hair of T. Diaz here. And T, despite the blood trickling down her face, will come out the ropes with a cutter! But she's down too. Can she make it to the pin in time? She hooks the leg. Was that too much time wasted, however? Yes, it was. Kick out at 2.999. Had she have gone for the pin right away, it might be a different story. Might be celebrating a victory right now. Is she gonna go for it again? Holy shit! T. Diaz, and this time, she's gonna make damn sure the job is done. Elbow to the heart. 1, 2. Huh? What? T. Diaz will not have it, but Apathy dragging her off into the corner. T. It's a super kick. I mean, if I'm in shock and awe right now, think about T. Diaz not able to get the win after that second springboard cutter and an elbow over the top rope. Oh, get put down. Get put down hard. Uranagi and Apathy with the rather suggestive headbutts to T. Diaz. Roll to the outside. But I don't think anywhere is safe when you're going against Apathy. Oh. Counters into a running power slam, dude. Counter the Irish whip. And perhaps content at this point to take a count-out win. And she just might. T. Diaz has not moved a muscle. I guess just an insurance policy here. Apathy takes off that top turnbuckle cover because T. Diaz does not stay down. Oh, ref has seen the exposed turnbuckle again, though. At least to her in the way. She can't go fix it. Oh, no! T gets thrown right into the exposed steel. Where the hell's the ref going? Ref, don't try to get between these two right now. She's got to fix that top turnbuckle, though. Oh, T is starting to bleed very badly. Apathy, it's not like she's doing any better, though. This is a brutal match. I love it. Overhead drop kick by T. But Apathy, the veteran, knows where she is. What the hell? T. Diaz, where's she getting this energy from? Impressive. 10 points. Not going to win you the match. Apathy's collapsing out of the corner as T. He again looks to take to the air. Springboard 450 clothesline. And she is beating around no bushes. Immediately takes Apathy into the corner. But Apathy sneaky with that elbow. Spins her around. Apathy's got him by the waist. Into the jaw. T. Diaz staring up the lights. Gets thrown like a ragdoll, more mounted punches. And T now dragged off toward the center of the ring. I don't like what Apathy might be cooking here. Oh no, middle of the ring, got her in a triangle choke, pushing her shin bone into T's throat. But T, I am the #1 TDS fan, but I might also be the #1 Apathy fan. I'll have to start a joint fan club. Slammed face first off that top turnbuckle. T gonna turn her around, trying to get up on the top. Doing a bit too much work. But T is faster than Apathy. Throws her down with that wheelbarrow face buster. They're up in a seated position. Now a kneeling position. Tries for a drop kick. Setup time not worth it. Future shock! DDT, I heard the crunch! Dude. Apathy saying, get that shit out of here. What else you got? In the corner, but T had an elbow waiting for it. Goes behind, another elbow. Topher. It's $19.99 up in here right now. Big punch. Oh, Apathy! Just pulled her throat first into the ropes. TDS bleeding out over the canvas and could be choking. But she still fights through the pain. Jawbreaker before going behind, another elbow. Apathy now goes behind. Back suplex, both women down. Banger! Woo! Just get yeeted. T gets in that boot. Oh, fireman's carry! A spine buster! But T gonna make extra sure that Apathy is not getting back up. A third springboard cutter. Late to the pin again, but I think the ref could probably count to 1,000. T Diaz is victorious. That is going to be a tough one to beat for match of the night. Truly could have gone either way. And I don't think it's thrown around, but I don't know of a clear case. What a Shockwave debut for T. Diaz. That is a tank of a woman right there. Apathy certainly did not let her get away without some wounds of war, huh? a particularly bloody night here on Shockwave number 163. We still, I've got some more action coming your way. Going to come another Climb to Fame contract ladder match qualifier as the Intercontinental Champion Emmett Jones takes on Alan Montoya. Our main event 2, Rico Matos up against the Sin City Savior, Cam Harris. But first, momentum is what Joey Bacon is looking to eat in this next tag team match. Taking a break from catering as he and Carlos Corvo will take on Reese Matthews and Quantum, 2 of the 8 teams set to compete in the 9th annual Men's Tag Team Cup in Tokyo, Japan. And it appears as though we're going to have ourselves a guest at ringside for this match. Brian Dynamic keeping his distance, but grabbing himself a seat at ringside for this one. Of course, Nathan Jones and Nathan Jones. White and Pride Dynamic, another team in the 9th annual Men's Tag Team Cup. I'm telling you, man, it's all these Jones getting to me. Well, there's a very good reason that Carlos Corvo and Joey Bacon are the favorite team of so many in that 9th annual Men's Tag Team Cup. Because despite their animosity toward one another, they are a hell of a tag team. Opposites attract. Well, I might call Carlos Corvo attractive. I don't know about Joey Bacon. Although, don't tell him I said so. Carlos Corvo had himself a great first year in CMV, Octane Tag Team Champion and 2-time Intercontinental Champion. I can see this year only being bigger and better for Carlos Corvo. Well, bigger, certainly, with his new tag team partner, Joey Bacon. But an interesting match this is going to be. As Joey Bacon is standing on the other side of the ring from his former tag team partner, one of his former tag team partners, the Future Man Quantum. Kings of the Kitchen, some will fondly remember. But while Quantum went on to lose heaps of weight, Joey Bacon was not interested in the revolutionary Uzempic? Is that what it was called? Quanzempic? Wagwan. And it seems like Brian Dynamic won't be the only one interested in watching this matchup up close. Beautiful bow of the Bromancers out here to see this one live and in color. Reese Matthews. Oh, where's Murphy? Well, I guess Murphy was a bit busy tonight. Reese Matthews going to have to go it not alone, though, as he's got Quantum by his side. Unks, who look, last Shockwave proved that even later in their years. Wisdom being what matters most. They knocked off Nathan White and Brian Dynamic. They might be unks, but they ain't washed. Oh, and look at this. We don't have to waste any time whatsoever. Joey Bacon and Quantum are to get things started in this tag team matchup. Oh, let's remember, we got a crowded ringside area. Brian Dynamic on one side of the ring. Beautiful Bo on the other. Beautiful Bo is a soldier to even be out here tonight after Murphy, the coach of Reese Matthews, knocked him upside the head a few days ago. A little bit of an altercation. That old bag of bones putting his hands on the living piece of art that is beautiful Bo. Joey Bacon showing Quantum, that's why he didn't lose all that weight, brother. Packs a punch. Tag to Carlos Corvo now. And Quantum, one of the most experienced tag competitors in CMV history. A 6-time tag team champion. Now, of course, everybody knows X-Gen. He also, though, has had other tag team partners over here. Bob Luger, for example. I'm pretty sure they were tag team champions together. That's one of Quantum's reigns, if memory does serve me correctly. Kings of the Kitchen never won them together, though. In fact, Joey Bacon, it's pretty surprising, because I would also consider him a tag team specialist. He spent the vast majority of his career in CMV competing in tag teams, but he has never been a tag team champion. Looking to change that in Tokyo, Japan, though. Off the ropes. Thought Reese Matthews had gotten a little bit chubby during his time away from CMV, but pales in comparison. When he's standing in the ring with Joey Bacon, I'd say Reese Matthews looks like $100 million right now. Looks like a Greek god when standing side by side with Big Ham. How about this teamwork, though? Giant swing. Corvo lined up his shot for a drop kick for the former CMV champion. Hunting him down at ringside. Not trying to give a breather. Popped him out of that side headlock. Oh, threw him right into the cameraman. God. I'd say when it comes to that 9th annual men's tag team cup, the tandem of Reese Matthews and Quantum might be the dark horse pick. Might been together at least amount of time. But we saw last Shockwave how much chemistry they have. I don't know if that's just natural or if it's a mutual desperation from both of them to prove they still have what it takes to cut it in that ring. Either way, might be what takes them all the way. Joey Bacon gonna give him a wet willy. Reese Matthews needs to make a tag to Quantum yesterday. Now Quantum saying he no longer wants to be known as the future man and all the, as he said, silly things he's done over the years, but right about now he could probably use those powers. Reese is a man determined to prove to the world he is not washed. Somewhere deep inside him is still that world champion caliber superstar. Bacon sent into the corner. Oh, but Joey Bacon pushing Quantum almost off the apron. Still got him in that corner, though. Cheap shot by Quantum. Call that some payback, though. Samoan drop. Tries for a pin. Momentum hanging in the balance for both these teams. Before we take our trip on over to Tokyo, Japan, tag is made to Carlos Corvo. So far, Brian Dynamic and Beautiful Boa not directly involved in this match in any sort of way. I say so far, though. Breeze with a spine buster. That's the same move he used to when he clumped their match last Shockwave, but a kick out at 2. Okay, Reese gonna try it. No pin, dirty pin. Come on, Reese, kick it that desperate. The ref saw it as well. Plan thwarted. Big shots from the former pro boxer. The Quantum attempted to hang on, but he got knocked down. Tag to Big Hand. 7 foot tall, 600 plus pounds. I wonder what Joey Bacon would look like losing all the weight that Quantum did. Oh, counter into a DDT. The whole entire arena just shook. Back up to his feet. Something going on between Beautiful Boa and Quantum there. Russian leg sweep. Reese keeping it up. Not giving Big Ham any kind of breathing room. Abdominal stretch. That's a lot of meat to be stretching, though. Oh, Beautiful Boa! Beautiful Boa is keeping Joey Bacon distracted. He's saying he's got a ham sandwich in his pocket, and Bacon couldn't make it back into the ring. That's going to be a double count out. Bacon distracted by Beautiful Boa, taunting him with the promise of some delicious food. Well, there will be no chance of that happening in the Tag Team Cup. As announced last week, there will be no countouts in Tokyo, Japan. But here tonight, we are at a draw thanks to Beautiful Boa. Otherwise, Bacon probably would have been able to get back into the ring and win by countout. His one, but also greatest weakness. It is our co-main event now, my friends, and Emmett Jones has just gotten the jump on Alan Montoya. He just bashed him right upside the head with his Intercontinental Championship. The match is not officially started. Montoya's back up. Perhaps that mask protecting his head a little bit more than Emmett Jones was expecting. Now the match is actually done. And Emmett, who slipped out of the match with Alan Montoya a couple of weeks ago here on Shockwave, said that I believe it was that he chipped his nail during training and substituted himself with Kai Victory, who Alan Montoya ended up defeating by countout. But now it looks like Emmett's nails are A-okay, and the rest of them too, if he's able to attack Montoya from behind while he was making his entrance. The ref is questionable to let this match go on. Montoya could have some serious damage to his head after taking that shot courtesy of Emmett Jones with the Intercontinental Championship. But I guess this is a Climb to Fame contract ladder match qualifier. We need to find out who's going to the dance. Diamante, our first of 8 to qualify earlier tonight, defeating Kai Victory. So we'll see if it's going to be a bad night across the board for JV Enterprises, or if Emmett Jones can try and salvage the evening by any means necessary, apparently. Up next, our main event, Rico Matos. One-on-one with the Sin City Savior, Cam Harris. A great reversal there by Emmett Jones into a DDT. And Emmett Jones not only fights on his terms, but again, as we saw a few minutes ago, keen to give himself an advantage, and a pretty considerable one he now has. But that doesn't mean Montoya is going to go down like a punk. The arrival of Alan Montoya late last season was debuting in the men's Royal Rumble match at Mob Violence. Has really shaken things up quite a bit. I mean, how long he's been here? Few months in total, and he's already ended a legendary career. Retired Xander Slate at Bloodsport. And I think I said at the end of last season, only a matter of time before championship gold finds its way to Alan Montoya, formerly Wagner. And maybe sooner rather than later, Michinoku Driver. I believe he calls that the Inigo Driver. No matter what he calls it, though, it's not enough to keep the Intercontinental Champion down for the 3 count. Almost said Emmett Jones blowing over the announce table there. Can't tell you what happened there, but it ends the jury by Montoya. Tries to stop, and it gets back up, just like running into a brick wall. I would have to imagine that feels like. Right, we are not letting this one end by count out. This is a Climb to Fame contract ladder match qualifier. Let's take it back into the ring, please. Thank you, Alan. Well, he did defeat Kai Victory by count out a couple weeks ago, but he's trying to win this one and straight up. But I mean, especially after what Emmett Jones did to him before the match started. But Emmett, with that cliffhanger DDT and all the damage done to the head and neck of Alan Montoya, still he kicks out. Emmett's arguing with the referee, telling him that was a 3 count. Don't try to play me, boy. Champ goes up top. Elbow! And another pin attempt. Telling the ref count properly this time. Still all Emmett gets is a 2 count, though. Oh, Montoya. The splitting headache, but through the pain he must fight to make his way to Climb to Fame. Now Emmett gonna spread out. Alan Montoya's entire body becoming a target. Stomp to the ankle, but crafty is that Emmett Jones, able to back Montoya into the corner. People like to call Emmett Jones a coward. I think the man's the opposite. And in fact, I think he's an elite strategist. He knew he was at a disadvantage against Alan Montoya here. obviously much stronger, much bigger than him. So he gave himself an advantage with that pre-match ambush. Kept Alan Montoya on his toes a couple weeks ago when he brought out Kai victory. Forcing everyone else to play by his rules. That's why he's the Intercontinental Champion. Moonsault into the pin. It's another kick out. Damn, what is Emmett Jones got to do, though, to keep Montoya down with a 3 count? He's getting frustrated. Oh, no, not the Brainbuster, Emmett. Not the Brainbuster! Middle of the ring, his brain might be busted. Still not done, Emmett Jones! Gonna make him stay down. Looking on the rocks, but Montoya! Impaler! That's the move he retired Xander Slate with. Impaler DDT! And Alan Montoya is going to be going to Climb to Fame. Despite Emmett Jones knocking him upside the head with the Intercontinental Championship before the match even started, Montoya proves to be hard-headed, well, figuratively and literally. See, Emmett Jones should have gone for the pin right after hitting this. But he got cocky to Emmett Jones, and it cost him. Alan Montoya qualifies for the Climb to Fame contract ladder match. So Diamante and Alan Montoya, the first 2 of 8. Who's going to join them? We find out over these next couple of weeks. It's been a hell of a night of action, my friends, here on Shockwave number 163. Now, main event time. Rico Matos is a kid. I'll give him credit. His first few weeks here on Shockwave have not exactly gone spectacularly. Right, debut loss in that triple threat match, and last Shockwave pinned by the global champion Ahmed. But Rico Matos not going to allow for those defeats to keep him held down. As he's looking to get a rematch with the global champion in order to earn it, looks to take out Cam Harris here tonight, who of course himself wants a match with the Egyptian Destroyer. Ahmed nearly snapping his spine in half a couple weeks ago. It was after the match between Matos and Ahmed last Shockwave that Harris hit the ring and used Ahmed's own global championship to knock him out cold. And Matos kind of feeling like, hey now, you're trying to encroach on my territory. I want to be the one to split Ahmed in 2 and take that global championship. You're not going to step on my turf. You ain't going to go stepping on my toes. Cam Harris had to say, who the hell even are you? Which is valid. You would think that would make these two allies in some sort of way, but no. They don't want anyone else but themselves to get hands on Ahmed. The champion who I'm sure is watching this matchup from home. He's not here tonight. Recovering from that attack by the Sin City Savior last Shockwave. When you've got someone as dangerous as Rico Matos gunning for you, when you've got someone as decorated as Cam Harris hunting you down, well, you better take notice. And I know Ahmed not to be dumb. The Sin City Savior had maybe his greatest season yet here in CMV. After he turned his back, dropped the dead weight, known as Troy Colton Blake Virtue, formed the Second Estate. Things just kept going his way last season. Up, up, and up. At the start of this season, he lost the Charm City Kings with Michael Carter getting injured. Took that loss to Emmett Jones, losing his Intercontinental Championship on the season premiere Shockwave, and then the loss to Ahmed a couple of weeks ago. Harris really wants to stop the bad luck here and now before it gets any worse and taints the entire new season for him. Just aura farming is bro. Which I'm here for. Don't get me wrong. Pure aura is Cam Harris. All right, Cam, is it time to get down to business? Rico Matos, Cam Harris, our main event. Here on Shockwave number 163. Not a number one contenders match, but the winner definitely will have a stronger case than the loser for getting another shot at Ahmed. Tries to follow up that opening knee with another knee, but Matos goes low. Takes out the back of Harris's knee. Submission specialist Matos going way up to the top for a double boot stop. Kill shot attempted. Harris gets out of the way. Offside moonsault drops him with a reverse DDT. Loaded up is Harris. Remember though, Harris not at 100%. I was told he was going to be out of action for a couple of weeks after what Ahmed did to him after their match. And obviously Harris, not built like the most of us. But still, I would wager that back of his, fragile at best, might be a primary target if Rico Matos is smart. Counters that top rope, attempting a power slam. He thinks he's got Harris, but lying in wait right there with the former global champion. Big punch by Matos. Sends it back at him as Harris. Chop to the chest. Knife edge chop in response. When you want something bad enough, you are not willing to let anything get in your way. And that's what it's about for both of these men. Ahmed, the prize at the end of the tunnel. They just got to go for it. Balls to the wall. Knocking each other loopy, but it's going to be Matos who's able to roll up Harris. Trying to sneak it out the back door here, but not even a 1 count for the young rookie. As we see Harris get himself into the corner, Matos raking his face. And a boot. Quick kink in the ankle. Oh man, Matos is really not playing any sort of games. He ain't fooling around that sleeper, but Cam Harris with some very lucky positioning rope break called by the referee. He might have been punked out by the young blood right there. They'll try to beat the clock. Inverted Tiger fake. The guy's got his arm caught. Gotta let go though. Only having it to the count of 5 before it's a disqualification. Slick escape, but Harris is right after him. Matos. Sit out! Powerbomb on the floor. Again, the back of Cam Harris. Might be a stretch to say that it's at 50%. My man popping a couple of perks. Call him Kurt Angle because that might be the only thing keeping him going tonight. Look, he's out. He might have been able to take Matos with him, but rather to a count of 4. Harris back up. Oh no, he's gonna try to beat Rico Matos at his own game here. Out-wrestle him. We're not letting our main event end my count out. I hope we can get this back into the ring. We otherwise have to restart it, but I'm not hopeful. Maybe, just maybe, Harris. Oh, of course, throw him into the steel steps. Why would he try to get him back into the ring? That would be silly. So this is going to be restarted because we're not having our main event end like that. I'll give Matos a second to get back into the ring. Well, this matchup is going to resume. Don't celebrate just yet, Harris. Back to their corners. Our main event is going to resume. We are having no countouts. Although if it ends by countout again, everybody gets one. Let me not jinx it. Let me find some wood to knock on. Matos this time going to go quick after the arm of the Sin City Savior. Transition to a side headlock, so smooth is Rico Matos. I think that would be the best way to describe his wrestling style. And of course, that was a lot of training in mixed martial arts. Very deadly submission specialist. I feel like we haven't really gotten a chance to see much of it just yet. But hopefully Matos has a long career ahead of him. That's if Ahmed doesn't end it before it has a chance to truly begin here in CMV. This lock now violently shaking the Sin City Savior. Oh, into a schoolboy. Trying to sneak in through the window and make off like a thief in the night there, but somebody the caliber of Cam Harris won't be punked out in such a way that Matos just observes his opponent. Almost to the midsection. Harris gets himself an opening. That springboard acai moonsault into the reverse DDT again. Matos got a bullet with your name on it. Matos still got a boot with Cam Harris's gut. Sends Harris off the rope, sliding shin strike. I've often said maybe the most dickish move you can hit your opponent with, just kicking them in the shin. Doesn't really do very much for you, other than to be an asshole. Shea Hoxton really perfected that move. Nobody get a better shin kick than the one and only CMV Hall of Famer Shea Hoxton, rest in peace. Side kick by the former global champion. Things slowing down a little bit between these two. Harris gonna try to pick it back up. Oh, he got him with that palm strike. I don't think I've ever seen a palm strike open someone up before. Here's more of them from Harris. Here, the first one worked so well. Fair play. And a bit fancy. With that elbow drop up the second rope. Hooks the leg, and Matos is bleeding. Nearly every match night, we have had blood drawn. But it's not stopping Matos. He goes low for that single leg takedown. Unable to block it is Harris. Caught with a dragon sleeper. You don't want to stick around too long. Someone like Rico Matos has your neck. I would have put it past Matos to snap a neck. Matos going to get to his feet. Cam Harris! Through the air elegantly. Lays out Matos, brings him into a swinging neck breaker. Resets the count. Or throwing Matos to the exact same position. Hopefully Matos is able to get up in time this time around. Like Harris would be happy to have this one end by count out. No, he resets it just as Matos gets back to his feet. And Matos with a tiger bomb. And on the floor. Say again, the back of Harris hanging on barely. Thanks to Ahmed. And Matos has made a target of it. He goes for the pin. Matos going to pin a former world champion. Kick out at 2. He's really looking to slow things down. Elbow drop across the chest kick. Keeping Harris right where he wants him. Matos. Drop kick to the back. That would have been devastating for Cam. Don't get out of the way of that, but sent back to another corner. And Matos mocking the veteran. To the midsection, got in there very sneakily. Back to the end again. All while he's got the arm. Cam Harris, guys. Quite frankly, being outplayed by Rico Matos here at our main event. In every single way, he's being outmaneuvered. But it's Cam Harris we're talking about. 21! An homage to the man that he retired at Final Stand. Shea Hoxton kicks out at 2, though. As Rico Matos, Cam Harris. Destino! Rejected! Bluntly shut down by Rico Matos. He's being a bit more cautious now, but maybe a bit too cautious on the back. Damn. I'm not about to play these games with you, young man. Double leads to the back of Matos. Drops him out of the corner, and Harris gonna go for the dirty pin. Oh, and he gets it, Harris! Whatever it takes to get his match with Ahmed. And the Sin City Savior stealing a win here. Matos had his number, but Harris just a bit craftier. That's what. But Harris, what are you doing? Grabs a ladder from under the ring. Harris has a ladder right to the face of Rico Matos, and I don't think there can be any clearer message from Cam Harris to the global champion Ahmed than what we just saw right there. He might have taken out Matos' other eye.